Hello and welcome to Mighty Obstacle Studios' month in review for April 2026. Though there have been a lot of strides in Scouter's development, it certainly was a very hectic month. Though I had a really good time at MGC 2026, I had a couple friends that could have had way better experiences. But you're not here for that, you're here for Scouter, so let's talk about it. Scouter was once again a booth at MGC 2026, with some pretty dang good results too. It was a crazy time setting up everything too. We had one laptop that unfortunately could not run Scouter properly, so it had to be in windowed mode. And there was another laptop that also could not run Scouter because something was going on with how Intel integrated graphics interacted with some of Godot's shaders. A funnier event that happened was how the staff at MGC thought the extension cord that I brought was their own, so they used it when refeeding all of the electricity at the booths. I had to wait a little bit after the event ended before I could get my cord back. But they also gave me one of their power strips, which made my booth a lot easier to manage. Oh right, the game. A really good way to sum up how it did at MGC 2026 is that it did better than last year when it came to reception, but I still don't seem to have a lot of marketing assets to get people to check the game out. Every single person that played Scouter, however, gave really optimistic feedback about the game. I had a really good time seeing how many players interacted with the game's tutorial level. In fact, that was the thing that got adjusted the most out of all the stages. I don't even think I had to touch Wacky Waterways, which was really refreshing. I will say that meant I didn't have to work as hard as this like I did last year, where I was averaging around 5 to 6 hours of sleep. The survey we had too also had some great results. I added a section that had generic comments people would say about the game, both positive and negative. The positive section said the best aspects were the gameplay, the combat, and the graphics, with a lot of graphical praise being the animations. The only major negative comments I got was that Scout's uphill speed is still a bit slow, and that there should be more graphical feedback for certain moves. I already have something implemented with the slopes, though I'm still on the drawing board for graphical feedback. It looks like this game is going the right direction, which is a fantastic feeling. It made me very optimistic for when I get to premiere it at next year's event, or even Sage 2026. Though I usually say exactly what I'm going to do at the end of the video, I think it's better if I talk about the roadmap right now. The next step here is to get all of her gameplay systems put into place, which there are going to be two. The first is her blocking mechanic. This is going to work very similarly to Devil May Cry's Royal Guard style, where you're going to tap the button at the right time and take no damage. But if you happen to not do it perfectly, you'll take less damage and won't have any air knockback. The second system is going to be the gear system. I'm unsure about the name though. These are additive abilities to Scout that you have a limited amount of slots for. A good example with one of these gears would be a double jump gear. There would also be a sticky shoes gear, which would let her walk on walls and ceilings better, but she still can't stick to them. There would also be tons of different combat-related gears and many other systems that would be put in play for it. The other aspect is that it has a limit of about 10 slots, but you can still go past 10 and enter overclock mode. Overclock mode allows you to continue to use gears past that limit, but Scout won't be able to regenerate her red hot mode meter without fighting enemies or doing something cool. I think it'll be a very interesting system that a lot of people that are struggling to beat the game will be using. Some other changes that are coming include a new grading system that's a lot closer to Devil May Cry's, where you are given ranks based on how you did in the stage separately. The next step after getting all of that implemented is going to be making the rest of the game. There are 3 stages that I plan to work on right after, and I'm going to continue to make these stages over and over until the game is done. At that point, most of the systems for the game are going to be in place, so it's going to be very easy to just build the rest of the levels for it. You'll see more about those stages in the next month in review. Lightning round time! There were a lot of little things done, so this one might be a bit longer. The first is that Trainyard Tantrum and Wacky Waterways both had slightly different level design now. Trainyard Tantrum Act 1 got a brand new beginning section, Wacky Waterways Act 1 and 2 both got different middle sections, and Trainyard Tantrum Act 2 just had a little bit of revision. Trainyard Tantrum also got a bit of a graphical boost. The stage looks a lot better than it did a month ago. I got video playback working in the game itself, which means I was able to have an attract trailer that was uploaded here before MGC 2026 that could play in the game. The game engine got updated to Godot 4.6. There weren't really that many major issues with it, but I did notice that it fixed how Scout's model is imported into the game, which meant I had to fix every single animation track that used the really crappy broken setup that Godot used to have. I added decals on the spike balls and wacky waterways to make it a lot easier to dodge them ahead of time. Oh yeah, Scout actually rotates in the direction that the springs are propelling her now. It's insane how much polish that adds to the game. Another thing is that I finally got a new enemy in the game, the turret drone. These drones aim a gun at Scout and fire. Really simple. I do like the detail I added where the propeller stops being really fast when Scout hits them. And you can actually see the propellers slowing down and speeding back up when they're good to go. Another really fun addition was Scout's water slide animation. I think it's adorable. I've also done a couple of changes on the tutorial stage to make it look better, and I also changed how some of the tutorials were implemented. We had a couple of people struggling with getting a couple of the tutorial sections done, so we changed the verbiage, added mild hints if it's not straightforward, and moved a couple of them around to make it a lot easier to get that tutorial section done. The last major lightning round is that we made Scout's particles in Red Hot mode look nicer. That's about it. Well, that's the end of this month in review, and I usually leave with a recommendation. One of the game series that I was trying to look for when I was not at the booth at Midwest Gaming Classic was the Crash Bandicoot games. So I'm recommending, I'll go with Crash 2, because it's my favorite. It's really just a solid game all around. There are really quirky animations, fantastic levels, has really good movement, and it's not laced with too much crap in it. It's a very straightforward and very fun game. There's really nothing I can say that's overly negative about it. It's probably Naughty Dog's best game. Well, after Jak and Daxter, of course. Now that game, that's a masterpiece. Thanks for tuning into this month in review. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you won't be able to miss a single video. I'll make sure of it. We also have videos that are not related to the month in review, so keep an eye out for them. We are also available on Patreon, where you can join as a free member to see some updates. You can also pay to get access to our Discord server and Alpha Builds the Scouter, but there may be some changes with that in the coming future. More news about that next time. We are also available on other social medias such as X, where we post way too much. I gotta admit though, after a week like that, I am very tired. I'm trying to help out some friends who had an even worse time than myself during this, so I'm definitely going to be on the slower side at the beginning of the month. Once everything is taken care of, however, I am going to definitely start to go hardball on this game. You're going to see a lot of progress in a very short amount of time, since most of the game's systems are basically good to go. So with that, take care, and I'll see you next month, or in any other videos.